Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
So the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Jeff the Hornet Horn, faced Gary CORCORAN, the Hellraiser. And it was actually a pretty good fight. Now, it was, as far as points go, very one-sided as far as winning rounds, but the fight was a lot closer than what maybe the scores would give it. Now, Jeff Horn won this one when the referee stopped it in round number 11 due to swelling on Gary CORCORAN's right eye. And I mean, for me, I think it was stopped a bit premature, but either way, Gary was never going to win this one. He was never going to stop Horn, and as in knock him out, he just wasn't going to do it. Now, this was a very, very good fight from start to finish. Even though Jeff Horn won the majority of the rounds, up until when he got stopped in round 11, I only gave Gary CORCORAN 2 clear rounds where he, without a doubt, won those rounds. And that was in round number 3 and round number 6. But I did give it a draw for round number 2 as well. And Jeff Horn won every single round after then. But it's not as one-sided as that may sound. It was a case of Jeff Horn did enough to win the rounds. A couple of them he did dominate him, no doubt about it. Now, in the very first round, Jeff Horn caught CORCORAN with a left jab, and Gary CORCORAN stumbled backwards, and I thought, hang on a minute, if you're getting stumbled by a jab, I can see this one not going the distance, and I can certainly see Jeff Horn stopping him. But to his credit, he kind of weathered it a bit, and he come back. And round number 2, like I said, I gave that a draw. Then round number 3, Gary was just peppering Jeff Horn. It's almost like Jeff Horn took a round off, even maybe got a bit overconfident with it or whatever it was. Just maybe wasn't focused, I don't know. But either way, I gave Gary CORCORAN round number 3. Round number 4 and number 5, again, they were close rounds, but definitely Jeff Horn rounds. And up in round number 6, a round that I did give Gary, which was the very last round that I gave him, he actually cut Jeff Horn above the left eye, and it was a pretty bad cut. And I mean, if you see Jeff Horn's face, it's pretty much the same way as it was against Manny Pacquiao. It's like he loves to brawl. Now, Jeff Horn, he returned the favour by the following round in number 7. He cut Gary CORCORAN's eye, and of course that carried on bleeding into round number 8. Well, I say bleeding, it was swollen, I should say. It was pretty bad. And that was pretty much the downfall for Gary CORCORAN from then on in, where Jeff Horn just overtook the fight. Now, Gary CORCORAN did very, very well in this fight, and he was supposed to go there and get blitzed. Obviously, that didn't happen. But either way, I mean, he was comfortable enough, but Jeff Horn was just very, very fast on his feet and seemed to have a very, very long jab on him and would pretty much pepper Gary CORCORAN for the entirety of the fight. It was a very, very good fight. I enjoyed it. It's very interesting to watch a fight at lunchtime UK time over on Box Nation, so that was very, very interesting. Like I said, that was stopped at 1 minute 35 of round number 11. Now, at the very beginning of that round, the referee did get the doctor to look at Gary CORCORAN's eye, and the doctor said, yeah, it's all right. To carry on. So I thought, hang on a minute, is he looking to stop this fight here? But I mean, to be fair to him, should he really be stopped? Probably not. But to be fair to him, he was never going to win. Jeff Horn was always going to win this fight. Gary CORCORAN was never going to stop him. But he did very, very well. I mean, if you look at Jeff Horn's face, he's having an interview right now, it's pretty bad. And his left eye, on the inside of the eyebrow, is a deep gash on it. And but either way, he extends his record now to 18 and 1 draw, and his mandatory next is Terence Crawford. That would be a great fight. And Gary CORCORAN, he came to rough him up. In other words, he was giving to Jeff Horn what Jeff Horn was giving to Manny Pacquiao. That was his tactics, and it was working quite a lot. They were both going in with their heads, and they were in clinches quite a lot, and you could see both of them were going for the rough up tactics. They were, and it seemed to work for Gary CORCORAN for the most part as well. And like I said, even though the scorecards will be way apart up until the stoppage, if you didn't see this fight, don't believe the scorecards as in it was really, really wide. As in it was a dominant performance. It wasn't a dominant performance at all. Just that Jeff Horn did enough to win most of the rounds. Now, against Terence Crawford, that's be an interesting one. And I do believe that Jeff Horn can and will beat Terence Crawford. I don't think Terence Crawford's big enough. I think that he's not as fast or as rough as Jeff Horn. And I am being serious here, where Jeff Horn, I believe, will beat Terence Crawford. Now, will this fight be in Australia? Don't know. It's more likely going to be in America, where he's going to have more money. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to count out Terence Crawford here. But of course, this fight is being set up by Bob Arum, obviously from Top Rank, who promotes Terence Crawford, but also partially promotes Jeff Horn. Obviously, he's over in Australia right now. I'm very disappointed that Frank Warren wasn't over in Australia supporting Gary Corcoran, as he is one of his fighters. So, now, you could probably argue that this fight should have been Jeff Horn against Bradley Skeet, but either way, Gary Corcoran went there and he did a very, very good job. So congratulations to Gary Corcoran for putting on a brave display, and he mixed it with the WBO welterweight world champion. But of course, congratulations to Jeff Horn for an impressive fight, and I'm sure all the Australian fans will be very, very happy right now. So congratulations to him, and still the WBO 147 welterweight champion of the world, TBE Jeff the Hornet Horn, beats the Hellraiser Gary Corcoran. And yes, he was called Hellraiser for a very good reason, and Jeff Horn knows exactly why, because he did bring hell to his door. But congratulations to Jeff Horn. Click that thumbs up, subscribe, drop yourself a comment, and I'll catch you next video.